Welcome to NIOS. Today we will study the last part of chapter 1. Our topic is Vedic Age in India. In our previous lesson we learnt about Iron Age and the different civilizations that developed during this time period. In today's lesson we will study about another important civilization that grew during Iron Age. This civilization was the Indian civilization. It is also known as Vedic Age. The Vedic Age began around the time period 1500 BC. This was the time when the Aryans came to India. The Vedic Age is actually a period of 1000 years. It is divided into two parts. The first part is early Vedic period and the second part is later Vedic period. During the early Vedic period, people led a nomadic life. They did not stay at one place for a long time and kept moving from one place to the other. The Vedic tribes lived in northwest part of India. People domesticated animals and that was their main source of livelihood. Horses, goats and sheep were also important. A little agriculture was also practiced. There was no caste system during the early Vedic period. The chief of the tribe was called Raja, and the popular assemblies were called Sabha and Samiti. These were the committees of people which took important decisions. Early Vedic people worshipped many gods, and Indra was the most important god. Learners, we have many sources of information regarding the later Vedic period, like the Vedic literature, as well as archaeological material. Which has been found from excavation of the Vedic sites. The three Vedas, which were composed during this later Vedic periods, were the Sama Veda. The second is Yajur Veda. And the third is Atharva Veda. Commentaries on all the four Vedas called Brahmanas and Aranyakas and Upanishads were also composed during the later Vedic period. Among the archaeological sources, the most important one is a special kind of pottery that has been found from all the later Vedic sites, called as painted grey ware. In short, it is known as PGW. During the later Vedic period, Aryans started moving from west towards east of India. Towards the end of the period, three important kingdoms were formed in east. These were Koshala, Kashi, and Videha. Agriculture was now the main occupation, and many crops were grown like rice, wheat, and sugarcane. Caste system began during this time period in the form of four varnas. The first varna was Brahmanas, the second was Kshatriyas, the third varna was Vaishyas, and the fourth was Shudras. The importance of the god Indra decreased, and new gods like Prajapati became important. Now we'll discuss about the post-Vedic period. Learners, during the 6th century BC, large states were formed in northern and eastern parts of India, called as Mahajanpadas. There were 16 Mahajanpadas. They were Anga, Magadha, Vaji, Kashi, Koshala, Malla. Seventh is Kuru. Eighth is Panchala. Ninth is Vatsa. 10th is Avanti. 11th is Cambodia. 12th is Gandhara. 13 is Asaka. 14th is Chedi. 15th is Matsya. And 16 is Surusena. Among them, Magadha, Kosala, and Avanti. These three were the most powerful. During this time period, two new religions were also born. The first one is Buddhism, and the second is Jainism. Now we will talk about Buddhism. Gautam Buddha, the founder of Buddhism, he was born in the year 563 BC at Lumbini. Which is situated near the Indo-Nepal border. Buddha gave his first sermon at Sarnath near Varanasi. His teachings included four noble truths and eightfold path. Buddha told about the middle path, that is, to lead a balanced life which was neither very comfortable nor very difficult. He died at the age of 80 at Kushinagar in Uttar Pradesh. Now we will talk about Jainism. Rishabh Nath was the first Tirthankara who was the founder of Jainism. Vardhaman Mahavir was the 24th Tirthankara. In Jainism, Tirthankara means teacher. Mahavira was born in 540 BC at Kundagram near Vaishali in Bihar. And he died at Pavapuri near Rajagriha in 468 BC. His followers came to be known as Jainas. Jainism does not believe in a supreme creator. The main aim of Jainism is to get freedom from the worldly bonds. Like Buddhism, Jainism also opposed the evil practices of animal sacrifices and caste system. Out of the 16 Mahajanpadas, it was the place Magadha that became most powerful under able rulers like Bimbisara, Ajatashatru, and Mahapadmananda. The last Nanda king was defeated by Chandragupta Maurya in 322 BC, who founded the Maurya Empire. Chandragupta Maurya was a great ruler who unified whole of India. Bindusara, the son of Chandragupta Maurya, became the next ruler. He won many parts of South India. After Bindusara's death, his son Ashoka became the king. Learners, can you name that famous battle which was fought by Ashoka? Yes, the Battle of Kalinga was fought by Ashoka in 260 BC. Later, Ashoka accepted Buddhism and gave up war. He was a kind ruler and worked for the welfare of his subjects. He gave the policy of Dhamma. Dhamma is the right kind of conduct. Now we will discuss about the Kushana age. The Kushanas were a branch of the Yui Chi tribe of Central Asia. The first ruler of the Kushanas was Kujula Kadphises. The great ruler of the Kushana dynasty was Kanishka. He extended his empire to Central Asia. Kanishka was a devoted Buddhist and helped in spreading to Buddhism to China, Central Asia, and other countries. Now we will talk about Gupta age. Under the rule of the powerful Gupta king, Great progress was made in all the fields of life. Maharaja Sri Gupta is said to be the founder of the Gupta dynasty. But Chandragupta I was the first important Gupta ruler. Another important Gupta emperor was Samudragupta. His court poet Harisena has written poem in his praise, which is mentioned in the Allahabad pillar inscription. Samudragupta was succeeded by Chandragupta II, who defeated the rulers, Shaka rulers of western India. During the Gupta age, the king was assisted by a council of ministers and other officials in day to day administration. The Guptas had a powerful army. The provinces are the states ruled by the governors. Now we will talk about post Gupta age. Learners, after the fall of the Gupta Empire and before the rise of the king Harsha of Thaneshwar, many small and independent states were formed in India. It was Harshvardhana who raised a strong empire. Harsha promoted Buddhism. Huan Tsang, the Chinese scholar traveler. He visited India during this time period. Caste system was present in the Indian society. The position of women had also declined considerably during this period. Brahmanism became the most important religion, while Buddhism and Jainism became weak. Looking at our ancient period, we can say that the Indian civilization has a very important place in the world. As during ancient period, we made great progress in the fields of philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, chemistry, and medicine. Aryabhatta and Varaha Mihira were famous mathematicians and astronomers. An astronomer is that person who studies heavenly bodies like sun, moon, and stars. The concept of zero and the decimal system was born in India. The Indians made great progress in the fields of art, architecture, painting also. Pillars of Ashoka, caves of Ajanta and Ellora, stupa of Sanchi, and temples of South India are few examples of beautiful Indian art. In the field of learning and education, also great progress was made by people in ancient India. Many great centers of learning developed, like Taxila, Nalanda, Vikramshila, Vallabhi, Kashi, and Kanchi. We must remember that a lot of good literature was also produced in India during ancient period, like the four Vedas, Puranas, the two epics Ramayana and Mahabharata. Tripitakas, Jain Agams, etc. And many great writers also belong to this ancient period. So now in this video, we have learned about the early and the later Vedic period. We also learnt about Mahajanpadas and the birth of Buddhism and Jainism. We also came to know about the Mauryas, Guptas, King Harsha of Thaneshwar, and Kushanas. We also briefly discussed the contribution of ancient India to the world. Learners, it is now time to say goodbye. I hope you liked this video. If you have any queries, you may send your queries to signlanguage@nios.ac.in. For more information, you may visit website at www.nios.ac.in. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.